Odell Beckham Jr. thinks he's going to be back against the Steelers. This is big news. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Big weekend for Baltimore, everybody. Playoff baseball at Camden Yards. And then obviously it's Ravens Steelers week. We've got to talk about it. I apologize, I haven't been able to get as many videos out this week. Work has been very hectic. I've been getting home and it's been like 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern time, and I haven't even recorded yet. And so I'm like, it's a little bit tough on those days, but wanted to make sure I get at least one video out during the week. I'll definitely have one tomorrow, and we'll have the pregame show on Sunday. But it's Ravens Steelers week. This is huge football for the Baltimore Ravens, and you know what they say. You're not a Raven until you beat the Steelers, or at least even play the Steelers, because then you really learn what being a Raven is all about, the physicality and that rivalry. It's the most similar rivalry in the NFL as there is to high school football and college football rivalries. It is an absolute bloodbath, and we get to see how the new Ravens will fare. Odell Beckham Jr., we'll talk about him. He's going to make his debut in that rivalry. He knows AFC North football. He knows physical football, but he doesn't know Ravens Steelers football. Then we obviously have Zay Flowers, a bit of a littler guy. Pat Pete made some comments. We'll talk about those. He's going to be making his debut there. Lamar's going to be playing a team that he is 1-2 against in his career, which is shocking because Lamar Jackson has been in the NFL for a long time. And he started 3 games against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to see how Lamar plays against that. And Lamar has beaten the Steelers. That's not what I'm trying to say. But then obviously some offensive linemen are going to be playing in it. We're going to find out who's going to be playing our starting running back. Maybe we get a little bit of Keaton Mitchell. Not 100% sure. He's been fully practiced a little bit. So it's like, all right, maybe he's going to make a debut. He's questionable, but massive game. Injury implications are in play. Looks like Kenny Pickett's going to play. So big game right here. Let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr. though, because he's been missing time with that ankle injury, and I think it's shown in the passing game. Now, the Ravens passing game I think has been very good. However, I feel like it's been a little bit more conservative, and that's because they've been missing the other weapons they have to allow Zay to become a deep threat at times, or allow, certain players to become a deep threat, because it's been get Zay the ball, 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 get Zay the ball. Oh, it's third down, get Zay the ball. That is our offense. Sometimes a little bit of get Mark Andrews the ball. That's it. It's those two guys. The wide receivers, it's only get Zay. Now, if we have Odell Beckham Jr. back, Rashad Bateman doesn't even have a game status, so that's, looks like we'll have him back as well. We're going to be able to take those shots, and we're going to get to see those, deep play opportunities like I feel like we saw against the Bengals. We're going to get to see that against the Steelers and them trying to make those big plays and being a little bit more aggressive on offense, which is very valuable to this team because they've shown, yes, they can dink and dunk their way up the field, but they've also shown they can be incredibly explosive. And when you add the explosive element with the conservative element, you're able to have a really good offense. So I'm very excited to see what they're able to do with that. And then offensive line, Ronnie Stanley's questionable. The hope is he's going to be able to play. That's big news. Marlon's questionable. He fully practiced today, which is Friday. So that's big news. This is one of those games where I want to see the guys play. I know sometimes people may say, hey, let's let them rest up another week, make sure they're 100% healthy. If these guys can go, this is Ravens Steelers. You have a 1-game lead over the Steelers. You need to get that tiebreaker, because if the Ravens can start 3-0 in the division, in a very tight division, I could wrap up the AFC North. That is crucial to be able to do, and especially doing it against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to find out exactly what's going on and how good this team can be if they can go out and play like they did last week. If you can do that to the Steelers, who have struggled a bit on offense, this is exactly the type of week the Ravens want to replicate All right. We do not want to go out there and struggle like we did against the Indianapolis Colts and look lackadaisical and look like, we weren't prepared. This is Ravens Steelers. They're going to come in prepared, but you got to make sure you come in prepared, but not, over anxious, right? I feel like sometimes you get into games and it's so big that, you kind of try to do everything too big and, you try and do too many shot plays. And so then it just kind of messes up your game flow. And rather than playing it like a regular game, you play too hard, which can hurt you. So, overall, there's been a little bit of smack talk this week. We've heard some things Mike Tomlin said about Patrick Queen. We've heard some things Patrick Peterson said about Zay Flowers. And I want to say this to Patrick Peterson. The last time I heard him trash talking a wide receiver was prior to week 1 when he was trash talking Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk had 2 touchdowns and about 150 yards on Patrick Peterson. So, Pat Pete, you're a legend, but this ain't 2016. Come on. You're not the same guy you used to be. Still a good player, but the Ravens, we want to make sure we exploit the Steelers secondary, but the biggest thing always with facing the Steelers, block TJ Watt. Block him. Throw 5 guys at him. I don't care. Block him. Protect Lamar Jackson. That's the biggest thing in this game. It's not about being conservative. It's not about being aggressive. It's about protecting the quarterback. Whatever team protects their quarterback better in this game is going to come out victorious. The Ravens are going to try and get after Kenny Pickett. Steelers are going to try and get after Lamar Jackson. And typically in Ravens Steelers, whatever team's quarterback stays off the ground the most is the one that ends up winning. That's my key to success in this game. It's going to be huge having Odell back. Hopefully having Odell back. Knock on wood. But thank you all so much. Subscribe for more. And I'll see all of you again tomorrow with playoff baseball too. Go Braves. Also, shout out to the Orioles too. Rooting for them in the AL.